Move over, Swanson. I'm driving.
Welcome back to the Caddyshack Minute. This is the podcast where we discuss and analyze and enjoy and get soaked by the film Caddyshack 1 minute at a time. My name is Tom Taylor, and I am here with Mike DeMaria.
Hello.
And I'm here with Dan Lewis as well.
I'm still sick. 3 days later or so for the listeners.
Jeez, that was back on, like Monday or something?
That was like a few days ago. That was either a Monday or a Thursday that I was sick, and now it's either a Monday or a Thursday, and I'm still sick.
It's an odd-numbered episode, so it's probably Thursday today.
Okay.
Shh. Okay, don't tell
Roll
anybody.
that back and play it again. Oh, I'm still sick. Oh, it's Thursday.
Oh, since Monday, what's given? All right.
All right, let's not get sticky. We're getting sticky now.
We're getting
what this is like?
Call me?
You know what this is like? This is like when the Daily Show, when Jon Stewart tried to get sticky.
Oh, yeah.
did he?
Dan knows what I'm talking about because we've started talking about.
Well, in fact, I'm constantly having to. I'm in this argument over and over again. I really didn't like the Daily Show that much. They had some really good segments, but it was this show that seemed to get just basically universal praise, and yet like half the show is just Jon Stewart just mugging to the camera, just going like, just didn't.
Yeah.
There was no writing in it. Give me Colbert any day.
All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's all I'll say. But that doesn't mean shtick is bad automatically.
No, shtick is good.
Tom and I are trying to inject this shit show with something.
We're going to slap down immediately.
All, that's my job. Second of all, I used the wrong word. Not sticky. Sticky. Tom said the right word. We're getting a little morning zoo-ish.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is a form of shtick.
Hey,
but okay.
everybody, it's
a couple
62 degrees outside. Oh, it's getting cold out there.
Whoa! Watch out, the 340, the traffic's... All
right. You got that right, Gator.
Right. Yes, we're done. Gator. Fuck you, Gator. Anyway,
some guy
we're not here
Bob
for the morning zoo.
It was always a guy with a regular name and then Gator.
Bob and the Mad Cat.
Yeah.
All right.
Eddie and Lobo. Yeah.
Lobo and your grandma.
I want to watch Sheriff Lobo.
Jackie and Gooseballs.
He was a good actor, Carl Akins?
Who?
Yeah. Carl Akins. Was that his name? Yeah.
Yeah. Sheriff Lobo.
He was good. Sheriff Lobo. He was on lots of Twilight Zones and stuff.
But I was referencing The Simpsons referencing Sheriff Lobo.
Oh.
Homer got
it's
all
hard
sad.
to tell anymore.
Homer was like, I want to watch Sheriff Lobo.
See, I was referencing the Caddyshack Minute, referencing The Simpsons, referencing Sheriff
just
Lobo.
do the bookends.
Anyway, I would love to. This is minute 64 of Caddyshack that we're discussing today. This is the minute that begins with the wind sinking a putt for Bishop Pickering, and it ends with him encouraging Carl in a torrential downpour for one more hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So more of the Bishop getting soaking wet. This he has that little moment with the guy with the umbrella. The kind of sort of omnipresent almost, country club guy in the blazer.
You must have made a deal with the devil.
Well, yeah, like everybody's just going in, even though it's clearly been raining for half an hour or something. They're all just getting in, and the guy could not care less that the Bishop is about to beat the 9-hole record for the club. Does not sound impressive at all.
Right.
He goes over to Carl. He's like, well, what do you think, fella? And this minute, I've for years, I've loved his use of the word fella here. And I remember, it struck me, years ago watching this movie. I was like, people need to use the word fella more. People should call each other fella. It sounded really good coming out of Henry Wilcox in there.
Yeah, that's
what
a good one.
What do you think, fella? I don't know your name, but you're a human being just like I am. What do you think, fella?
It's very friendly. It's hard to get. You can't be mad. It's never really super negative, is it, fella?
Right.
Hey there, stupid fella. It doesn't really work. It doesn't.
No. It's like at the very least, you're a competent so-and-so who I'd like to get the opinion of, fella.
It's a tall fella.
Yeah.
It's
one of those guys, one of those dudes. Like I guess we say dude now or something.
Yeah.
Well, here's my
dude or.
Here's my observation on this whole scene here. So you got the guy with the umbrella, right? Saying, "Oh, you must have made a deal with the devil." Now,
made a deal with the devil.
Now thinking about it makes you think about if you're a man. if you're a holy man, a man of the cloth, right? You're going through your daily routine. You got to eat, you got to go to the store, you got to mingle with the people, right? Do you think like a priest or a pastor has to listen to these like religious jokes all the time? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Like
right.
these really bad
Yeah.
like puns, like, oh yeah, this is
Everybody
a great game
thinks
you're
they're
playing.
the funny
oh, did you
first person to bring it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one before.
Yeah, deal
Yeah.
with the devil. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Like he's
I
reading
got
the
it.
newspaper. Oh my gosh, a dam just broke in California. Pastor, how could you watch your language? You said dam.
I have a
Yeah.
friend who is Josh Borkin. I think you know him, Mike.
I know him very
He
well.
found himself. He worked in the same building as Roger Ebert for a while in Chicago.
Oh wow.
And he got into the elevator one day, and Ebert got on, and he asked Ebert if he'd seen any good movies lately. And Ebert just goes, "No," like that. It just reminds me of that. Like, how many times did Ebert have to walk around people doing the thumbs up and
Oh my god.
same type of thing.
Wasn't that their opening credits? Like they're walking around Chicago and like, hey, the hot dog guy gave me a thumbs up, and they're just giving everybody thumbs
Which
up.
made
and
it
stuff.
worse probably because when a hot dog guy actually gave him a thumbs up, Ebert probably
Yeah.
gave him the middle finger.
Yeah, just chucked it at his face and gave
Okay,
him the
just give me
middle
one with
finger.
relish, okay, and just stop with the
Yeah,
jokes.
please. I'm a man, same as
Actually,
you.
give me
fella.
3 with relish.
Stop it, the man's dead. His jaw came clean off. That was strange.
Oh,
Oh, it did.
I really liked Ebert.
I did too. I went through a period where I was like, like a bitter, like teenager / college student / cinephile.
When you thought,
Cinephile?
Ugh,
Yeah,
that
and I
sounds
thought
gross.
it was like, no, yeah, it was really disgusting. I was arrested
You're into
twice for it.
cinephilia? Ugh.
I was into cinephilia, and I was like, "Oh, Siskel and Ebert, they're bought off by the studios, and they're just, like that whole kind of thing." But they were actually very cool, and that was a good show. And they were, and I never posted them on Bob Costas.
Oh, eating the dots?
When they tested Gene Siskel with the dots.
Yeah. Well, you
Because
brought it up
Siskel
again.
could tell apart all the different flavors of dots, and then
Yeah.
Ebert tried to fool him.
It
Gave him
was
the
so
same
funny
dot 2
because he
times in a
said that
row.
he's like, oh, my favorite is dots because and I can tell like what flavor they are. And Ebert's like, whatever. He like just absolutely can't believe it. He's like, bullshit. And they blindfold him and he does it. I'm sorry to spoil it, but it's still fascinating to watch.
That's great.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, they were good guys.
Yeah, I like Siskel.
I had a
and
friend
Ebert.
who sold Gene Siskel a sandwich once.
Oh,
So
yeah?
there you go. Yeah.
Oh,
To go
Before
to
he
go,
died.
To go.
he should
the
never wash that sandwich. Oh wait,
On
he
the good
sold
side.
Yeah. On the good side.
it. You ever go to the Siskel Film Center there in Chicago? They've got a seat that's Gene's favorite seat.
Oh, really? Are
Well,
you
they
allowed
have a
to sit in
Siskel
it?
Film Center downtown. You might know about that film center. You can get
Yeah.
you can get a beer there. And there's one seat and it's labeled and it's the one that's like all the way in the back, but like has the aisle in front of it so you can stretch your legs out.
Oh, nice.
And it says Gene's favorite seat.
Are you actually allowed to sit there, or is it just
And
like a
there's
thing?
dots
Like-
everywhere. In memoriam,
like,
if you went to
Yeah.
if you went to Jim Morrison's grave at that parish cemetery, it's the same type of thing.
No.
Yeah.
Is it like is Gene's favorite seat like Funkhauser's seat in at Dodger Stadium for his dad?
yeah, Funkhauser's seat. That's right.
Can I sit with
Is
you?
there a funner name to say than Funkhauser? It's my dad's seat.
Because
The
let
great
me sit next
Marty
to you.
Funkhauser.
No, that's Dad's seat. Your dad's dead.
It's great.
It's in memorandum or memoriam, not memorandum. What the hell's the matter with me? It's in memoriam.
We're tired. We should
It's
tell
in
everyone it's
memorandum.
1:30 at night right now. That's not true.
Might as well be.
Might as well be.
43 years old.
So-
This time of night, it's like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
We got. So here we are. 10 Commandments music still going strong. It's getting more and
Yeah.
more dramatic.
Well, it's
I
swelling.
went and watched
now.
the 10 Commandments scene. The whole thing is ridiculous. I don't know if you've seen that movie in a while,
No.
but I went and watched that scene. Boy, it just looks so ridiculous. It looks like by today's filmmaking standards, which
Yeah.
I know you can't judge everything by, but you can't help but think that a lot of times old movies just look like totally fake, like the rocks fall over and they're clearly made of styrofoam, and everything
Yeah.
just looks like shit. And you're just like, oh, give me a break.
Yeah.
It just looks like you can just see the film. You can see the puppet strings. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine that I would not be into that movie. Like it was spectacle at the time, and it would have worked back then. But I doubt that I would watch it and be like, oh, that really stuck with me, and oh, that really said something to me, and
Plus it's all
I like the way they
Bible,
did that.
If you're not invested at all in the stories, then it's just like a bunch of big dopey things happening. You might as well be in Narnia.
Bible movies before,
but you know what though? I'll tell you what. I watched that movie, and there's a scene in there that really made me feel that God is really cruel. It's when it's when they say, well,
it's when you see up Charlton Heston's toga.
No, no, it was the Passover. So when God was killing the firstborn of every Egyptian who didn't have the mark with the blood on the door.
Yeah,
but
of course,
in the movie, it's very dramatic because as the night passes, you just hear mothers start screaming from a distance.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, he's killing people's kids. You know, God is killing the kid, and all you hear is the mothers wailing like out in the distance, and that's when the Pharaoh could hear them wailing. And then he says, "Let him go free."
But he's God; he can do whatever he created. Those
right,
people.
but as a kid, you know, I'm sitting there.
It's what we do with chickens.
Yeah, and I think this, and this was never on after school, so I wasn't eating steakums at this time.
Yeah, this was not a latchkey movie.
Yeah, this was an evening movie, so I was probably eating the almond chicken.
This is after the Wing Hong chicken.
No, this is during
and just before you go to
before
the national anthem.
Yeah. So there's cartons of Wing Hongs laying all over the place. I may be.
You can hear your dad getting up from bed.
Yeah, I'm just getting up for work. And I just maybe start peeling into the fortune cookies at this time.
Yeah, you thought God was cruel. Imagine how your dad felt when he saw you sitting on the couch with that Wing Hong when he got up to work.
God is cruel.
I'm asleep. I'm asleep, and I got just the paper fortunes all over my shirt. From the fortune cookies.
The fortunes all say, you will amount to nothing.
Yeah, you will fall asleep in front of the TV.
Your dad is very disappointed.
No, but that's when I was probably full of Wing Hong's almond chicken, and I was listening to the mother's wail. I was like, yeah, it's a cruel son of a bitch. He's killing the firstborn in every household. And it was
Up until then, he seemed like such a nice guy.
Yeah. He created the earth and everything. That was sweet.
That was nice.
He created naked ladies. That was really nice of him.
Oh, yeah.
But then, Tom just brought up a good point, because if you read your Bible like I have, I was beaten with the Bible. You see,
he learned it by osmosis.
Yeah, I just beat him he had his cruel side, but then he did say, you know what, I'm creating you, and you're going to stay naked, right? And then only when we defied God and ate the apple and got the knowledge did we get ashamed. And this is another thing you should probably bring up with the conservative wackos who don't allow you to, that nakedness is bad. Say that's the way God intended. Yeah. We ate the apple, and we defied God, and then we were filled with knowledge that made us feel ashamed, and then we put clothes on.
Exactly.
Isn't that
weird,
weird,
to walk around in this public park
That's what I'm talking
about.
That's what I'm talking about, Tom. Yeah. It's it's the same God that's supposed to give you all the restrictions, but he was the one that said, hey, be free, man. Go ahead and frolic in the garden, man.
Right. But in the Bible, like whoever wrote the Bible, who's the guy who wrote the Bible? What's his name?
Shakespeare.
That was
Shakespeare.
Yeah, Shakespeare. Why would Shakespeare make it so that
a lot of people think it was Philip Marlowe who secretly wrote it, though.
It was Sir Francis Bacon, right? Why did Sir Francis Bacon make it so that the characters of Adam and Eve were ashamed by their nudity when they became aware or whatever?
Exactly. Because that was the corruption. Weird. It was the corruption is because God
corruption
said you
by
should.
Whom?
No, because God said you don't have to be ashamed. Just do whatever you want. Just don't. Right. There was the whole point is that you can do whatever you want. I'm just giving you one simple rule: is don't eat that apple. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they ate the apple, and they were filled with the knowledge of life. The tree from the tree of knowledge.
Yeah, but why would the knowledge of life make you ashamed of the human body and being naked?
None of
that's the point. That was the
way.
Right. But the point is God doesn't want us to be ashamed. So if you ever find yourself on a talk show with a conservative who doesn't like nudity, you bring that up.
But doesn't God? But no, maybe God does, because doesn't God want us to break the rule and then be ashamed? Because otherwise, He wouldn't have created it. None of it makes a sense.
Oh, okay. Wait, maybe Mike is saying that the idea of being ashamed is a human construct, and according to God, He's just like, oh no, be naked. That's cool. That's how I made you. It's beautiful.
But then, like, why would how can somebody who's omnipotent create a construct that can break its own rule that He created?
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Forget it.
No, it does. But the sense is that it's just the way of just obey me is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Up until
and I'm going to give you because I'm going to give you free will to do what you want to do, but please don't do that. If you do that, then and it's like, why'd you go and do that? Now you got to leave here. You can't stay here now.
Tell you not to?
Yeah, you could have had it all, but you blew it. Now you got to get out.
You blew it. Where are we supposed to go? That other place that I created.
Yeah.
Well, why didn't you create that? We're just going to be in another place that you created. Don't we have to be? Can it just be the same?
Yeah. Do they have a tree too?
Is there trees?
Yeah.
Are there apples?
Did they eat the apple over there? Are they going to think we're weird if we walk over there naked, or will they think they're weird if we walk over with clothes on?
I'm frankly glad it all went down the way it did, because I think it's hotter that way. Leaves a little something to the imagination underneath the loincloth, right?
How many times have you learned that lesson and it does not stick? That like it is like having something left to the imagination is in that specifically in the case of nudity is much more exciting and interesting. Like once you like, oh, that'd be incredible to see those boobs, and then you see they look exactly like boobs. I get it. Okay.
I want the time back. It's like waiting for Christmas. Is the best part of Christmas. And like in the Lacey scene where she stops and she's wearing the very thin shirt is better than the scenes later where you get the full dealio.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, but we never learn that, do we? Like when have
that
you
seems
ever
like a good comp? What she wears in that scene with the thin shirt, I feel like is a good compromise for God. That would have been a good compromise in the middle.
Yeah.
Because that's definitely not nudity, but it's definitely not nudity either.
And he would have admired that she was not ashamed in the least.
Yeah, and she had no shame, so everybody's happy.
Yeah, yeah.
Including
Madonna
me.
with meatballs.
Madonna
including
with
Dan
meatballs.
Lewis.
You see what the scene with Bishop Pickering's done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bring one bishop into the
philosophical. I bet many philosophers have never even touched on many of these themes.
No. It's turned us all into a bunch of frogs in golf holes.
Mm-hmm.
Just leaping out of golf holes.
Could the frog be a biblical reference? There was
almost
that thing
has
with
to be.
frogs,
The
wasn't
locusts.
Yeah, there was
the
one of the plagues.
I think there was
But
a
frogs too,
thing,
wasn't there?
too.
Yeah, I think
There's a
there
bunch
was.
of them.
Yeah,
It
I
was
like
sick
when
in
the
there.
frog jumps out of that hole. I think it's funny.
I do too. And then the bishop like is laughing his head off, and I'm always like, "Ha! Did you see that? There was a frog in there." But he's not laughing about that at all. He's just laughing that he sunk the putt. You know, he seems to be oblivious to the fact that there was a frog in there.
He's thinking
Like-
about that club record. You know, he could care one way or the other.
And you know what? That's
What time the animal
he's
jumped
getting
on
into that. He's getting into the carnal sin of hubris, and God does not like
Yep.
it. He's
Right.
Bishop
Right.
Pickering is
Pissed.
getting a little too high on himself. I got to take him down a peg.
Yeah.
But why did God send that divine wind, which made the astray putt go back into the hole? Again, we have
Maybe
this
that was
conundrum.
maybe that was Mephistopheles. Maybe this is the tug of war
Could
for
be.
this is the tug of war for Pickering's soul right here between
Right,
Beelzebub
and his
and
front nine is in the balance.
Yeah.
Well, then who's controlling the frog? And why was the frog? Was the frog there like, hey, Bishop, there's wonder and life in
Right.
the world besides your golf score. You know,
Harold,
trying to
let's
distract
face it,
him
Harold
back to the
Ramis was
world.
controlling the frog. Cue the frog.
Electrocute that frog so he jumps. Yeah.
That's
Switch on the
good.
current. Yeah. That's exactly how it
Oh,
works.
sorry. Oh
my God, here it goes. I can't believe it's been a week and you're
As
still
was
coughing.
mentioned before, son of Wilcox, he also played a vicar in the William Wyler Best Picture Mrs. Miniver. And
Yes.
so that won Best Picture, right, in like something like 5 or 6 Academy Awards. So
Okay.
along with him and Michael O'Keefe's nod for the Great Santini, as mentioned before, there's a fair amount of like Oscar cred on the set, I think, in this movie, which is kind of surprising. And it sort of makes one wonder why Ted Knight was not considered by the Academy.
Oh my God. Don't get me angry all over again.
Instead, the award erroneously went to Robert De Niro for his inferior work in Raging Bull.
Raging Bull.
You go watch Judge Smales tear apart that bedroom with that 4-iron and tell me that is not just as convincingly raging as anything De Niro does in Raging Bull.
Oh.
Oh.
No
way.
Oh my god.
I would love to see those two switch roles for those movies and just watch the movie play out. De Niro as Smales, Ted Knight as Raging Bull.
Oh, yeah. Where's
Did you ever
SCTV?
see?
They would have done that.
Did you ever see Fred Flintstone as Raging Bill?
No.
Well, there's I'll post it on YouTube. They cut. It's an argument between Barney and Fred, but they spliced in De Niro and Pesci. You fuck my wife.
Oh yeah, that's right. I have seen that, but yeah, it's good. Post it.
Fuck you. Fuck your mother.
You fuck my wife.
Yeah, we'll post that one. That's a classic.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
It's like Raging Fred, I think it's called, or something.
Raging Fred.
Hey, do you want to do some trivia?
Sure.
Is it time for trivia? Okay. Oh, don't cough over the trivia theme. We paid so much money for the trivia theme.
Let's
and
hear
you're
that
just hacking
music.
All over it. It's too late. You just hacked all over it.
Oh,
All right.
I love that
par
song.
4 again. I don't know what that means. It doesn't matter.
It's
Caddyshack
medium.
trivia.
Oh,
Number
wait a
one.
minute. So that's they're
Oh,
rating
geez,
the
what?
they're rating the difficulty of these questions with a par.
I think,
That's right.
Let me look at this stupid thing. Hang on.
Is that how they did it?
This card is a
okay.
par 4 with a dog leg right.
Oh, it depends on how many. Jesus.
Oh.
Oh, this is so confusing. It's just like a scoring thing. Okay, whatever. I guess the fours are supposed to be. Oh,
in
each
the middle.
par 3 card contains the. Oh, geez. Oh, it's the number of questions that are on it. All right,
Oh,
forget it.
come on.
Okay. All right.
Okay, I see.
Number one.
Fine.
Finish Al's line. Hey,
Nope,
you want to
no
make
problem.
blank the hard way?
$14.
$14?
Technically, it is $14.
Oh.
Is that true? $14 the hard way?
I thought he said
I think
dollars.
that's probably
$14 the hard
14.
way. It's got a better cadence if he says
$14
dollars.
the hard way.
You want to make $14 the hard way? You want to make $14
If it's
the
bucks,
hard
I'd be
way?
surprised because if you asked me to quote that line without any context, I would have said dollars.
Same
I
here.
feel like I would have 2. What minute was that? I could go back really quickly and look. Let's
Well, how are we gonna do that?
Oh,
Find the
that's
thing.
interesting.
Wait, what?
Nothing. We're just playing a game.
I guess
here.
it was.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I
Wait a
guess it
minute.
was
Trump.
Trump. Hillary.
Now we're gonna have to do another very special episode.
Tom's gonna have to mess this up again.
Oh jeez. I have so much time to do these, and we have so
I-
much headway.
Well, you
There's so
did go
much
on
lead
vacation,
time.
in which I haven't been on in like 5 years.
Yeah. So-
Oh, you should try it. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Vacation is
can't.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I don't
You
live
think
in
I
a
can?
gumdrop house on Lollipop Lane, so I can't
Yeah.
do it.
It's the first vacation I've taken in about 20 years. That's not a fierce exaggeration. I'll probably take another vacation in just a few weeks.
Phoenix sounds nice. Did you, they have spring training right now, so did you go see Raiders of the Lost Ark in the theater?
I did not, but I did watch Ant-Man, and it was great.
Okay.
But I watched it with my family, so,
Okay.
Okay,
That's
next
good.
question.
I'm still trying to find the out. Oh, next one. Okay, you don't want to find out about $14 or $14? Okay.
Okay.
I'm still kind of. I'd like to. Okay, wait. You're a lot of woman, electricity. Wait, when does he? Is that right after Ringo?
No, it's right. It's,
Nobody
it's
says
during
that?
that cadence
No, it's
right
before
there.
Ringo.
Okay, wait. Okay, here it is. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm so excited. He says $14. He completely says $14. Not $14.
I didn't
He
think
does.
he did. It's $14.
Who do we write to? Who do we write to for the Caddyshack trivia game?
Yeah.
$14. The hard way. All right. Moving on. We're all happy now.
Yeah.
Yeah. $14. We are more
Yeah.
right than the trivia game.
We are.
Right.
I'm going to rip this card in half. Who, I'm waiting for it. Oh, is that a yawn or a prelude to a cough? I couldn't tell.
That was
Okay.
a yawn.
Might as well get one in.
Jesus. All right, there you go. Who caddies for Tony at the Caddy Day tournament?
His sister.
That's got to be Angie then.
It's not Angie. It's the boy's name. It's the girl.
Joey. You're right.
Joey. It is Joey.
It's Joey. You're right, Mike.
Dan was
Joey.
always almost thrown there by the very gender-bending nomenclature that we were discussing earlier.
Yep.
What does Tony hand Danny at the pool?
Sunglasses.
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And finally, what does Carl do when he finds a candy bar in the pool?
Eats it.
Yeah. I'm belching, Dan's vomiting, and Mike just comes out with the answer. He eats it. And I guess that was trivia.
He eats it.
Oh my god.
He eats it. Mike did it. Mike did it too. Get the strap.
Danny's a diabetic.
Danny's a diabetic.
All right. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I just want to be
Oh
with
God,
my family.
forget it. Just end it. I can't do it anymore. It's over.
Have some
It's
hot
over.
tea.
Let's just end it. It's 27 minutes.
Just end it. Oh no. Don't end it yet.
Can't go
I
less
really
than
want to
10
end
minutes.
it. I'm so tired. My wife's upstairs. She might still be awake. I still could spend some time with her.
Oh, you
after
just
we
spent
this
you just spent 5 days
beautiful
and,
trip
and
with
you
her.
just
I know, but
stop.
tomorrow I go back to work. I don't see either of them for the rest of the. I don't know.
What are you, some sort of a softie?
I like my family. What do you want from me?
I like my family.
I have loved ones. Wink.
I want to go spend time with my wife.
My wife wears socks with sandals.
Really, I just want
Yeah.
to see last week's Legion that I haven't
Didn't you-
watched
didn't-
yet.
did
And she
you-
does wear socks
yeah,
with sandals. It's
yeah.
true, and it was charming.
kind
And she
of
was singing a little
sandals?
song about it. I don't know, some kind of like
Like Korean shop owner sandals?
no, like kind of beachy walk around
That's pretty
Birkenstocky
bad.
sandals. I
That's
don't
pretty
know.
bad, man. You got to talk to her about that.
No.
She says it's quite comfortable. She
I-
did take
no
them
one
off
said
at
it.
the.
No one said that it isn't. Lots of things are comfortable. You know, I like to walk
walking
around in my
naked is
pajamas.
comfortable. Yeah,
Not gonna go around in it outside.
don't knock it till you try it.
No.
Fair enough.
I'll knock it now, please.
Right after the part where Adam and Eve are supposed to, be embarrassed for being naked.
Ashamed.
Then they put on socks with sandals, and then God gets even more pissed off.
Yeah, it's like, no, wait a minute, that wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah.
What knowledge did you get that from? What tree?
Oh, my God.
A tree of socks with sandals.
I was going to make childbirth painless until you did that.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
this.
Now it'll hurt every time you bring a life into this world because you put those socks on
Right.
with those sandals.
And I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait nearly 2,000 years to invent an epidural just to punish you.
Yeah.
Take that generations upon generations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. God's a dick. There, I said it.
Oh, what else happens in this stupid minute?
Nothing. They golf in the rain. So tired. I mean, it is great. It's a great part of the movie. But what do you say about it? Why are we doing this 1 minute at a time?
great.
This is so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Dan,
It is funny how
Tom-
torrential it gets. The
You know
wind
what,
and the
Tom,
rain. That's
Tom
pretty
misses
funny.
his
What?
vacation. He misses his vacation, and he feels
off.
entitled that he should have stayed there.
The whole world, even my enjoyable hobbies like this, come crashing back to me in reality as I land at O'Hare Airport.
Yeah, but
He's gotta
your
go
life
back
is
to that
nothing but
job.
just a hunky dory all the time with your great.
I got to get
minutes
back in my race car bed
on my
with a
extra
lollipop in
long,
my mouth as I
custom-made
fall
race
asleep.
car bed.
He's gonna,
My stretch limousine bed.
he's gonna have to go to that job.
All right, I
of
got
his.
two. I got two things I really
Exactly.
like about this minute.
All right.
I use the line all the time. Like whenever I'm out, like I use it probably too much, but I don't care. Where like whenever it's raining really hard and anyone comments on it, I always say, I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite some time. I always say that line reliably.
That is
I've been
very
doing
funny.
it for 25 years.
There are things you can count on in life. And
All right,
It's
what's
a
the
great
second
joke.
thing?
I think
What's
it's
the second
beautiful.
thing you like about this minute?
The other thing I like about the minute is I love the look that Carl gives when he makes the shot. And Carl like gives this look of like genuine, like, I can't believe what I'm witnessing right now.
Yeah.
That sort of look he gives, he sort of looks away like, oh my God, this guy's like golfing the greatest game I've ever seen in my life.
You
And
think
he's like
that's the look
almost
he gives?
embarrassed about it.
No, that
No, that's not quite the. Yeah, I'm with Mike.
That's how I read it.
No, I look at it like he's like looking like, oh, geez, I just want to get out of here. Like this is continuing.
Like he puts on a
this.
show of, oh, that was incredible. What a great show.
Yeah,
oh
but
my
then
God, get me out of
yeah,
here.
he turns away and says,
No. He gives a smile at the end, though.
No, he turns
happy
away
about
and
what
he's
he's
like,
seeing.
he turns away and he's like, I can't believe this has got to continue. That's the look he
No.
gives.
You know what? I gotta
promise you.
disagree with you guys on
I
this.
promise you. I promise
I'm
you.
with Mike.
You know, usually you're right about stuff like this. I think this
I'm
time
always
I'm right.
I'm always right.
Because he
and
gives
that's
a little
why
smile
I'm
at the end where it's like
always right.
he's
I'm
got
always
genuine
right.
joy of witnessing the greatest front nine
He
he's
wants
ever
him
seen.
to
I
see
don't
that,
know.
and then he turns away and he goes, I can't.
All right,
I
what's
got to
the
get out
smile
of here.
for? What's the smile for?
I don't see the smile.
No.
for
There's
one
a
thing.
smile, unquestionably.
We'll have to
I
put a
don't
poll
know.
up and see because I'm always right. I'm always right about things
You're
like
not
this.
always right.
That's why they send me places to keep you safe, Dan. Because I'm right.
Let me tell you something right now,
I-
people. Put the movie on from where it
Yeah.
says Orion Pictures. Okay,
Yeah.
63 minutes and 49 seconds in, you
Yeah.
will see Carl turn his head and then give a little smile, like he's enjoying this round of golf.
It's the reaction to the frog jumping out of the hole. That hole, right? Yeah.
No. yeah.
See the
Yeah, it
smile?
is.
Yeah.
Oh
He
no, I'm
smiles.
sorry. It's the. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's the frog. He's like, I
it's
can't
the
believe it. He
frog one.
turns and he's like, wow, this is
Oh,
great.
yeah, well,
All right.
I don't know.
You
He
can
looks at
disagree
the audience. He looks at the audience as if to say, like, "Oh my God."
I stand
Yeah.
by
Get
this
me
one.
outta
It's very
here.
complex.
All right.
That's what I like about it. It's complex.
I stand
All right.
by my. Sorry. It's the way it is.
I'm with Mike on here too.
You know, we'll see.
That's fine.
I
but
feel
usually-
very comfortable.
Usually you guys
that
will be
Tom's
right,
with
and
me.
you've been right like 15 times in a row, and this time you're wrong.
No.
I'm sorry. Hey, should I quit my job before I get a new job? Is that ever a good idea?
I
No.
would like to do that, but I don't think it's
You
a good
can't.
idea.
That's
Like I
not the
feel like
way-
there are other things that I could be doing that would suit me better, that I'd be better at, and that would bring me a little bit more daily joy. I know you don't believe in joy, Mike.
What do you think?
But,
what are you pinning me as someone who doesn't believe in joy?
Yeah.
How dare
He believes
you?
in joy. It's just not possible.
Right. Exactly. I see it all around, but I can't partake in it. So
You've
that's
witnessed
not,
joy. You
that's
just don't
not
know
my
what it is.
fault.
I haven't
that
had a
can't-
moment of carefree joy in months.
No.
Not one moment.
Why did we end this minute earlier?
No.
This minute could have ended like 2 or 3 minutes ago. We would have been fine.
You and your job talk. Hey, but I have a job, but I'm thinking of quitting it to light a fire under
who
my
cares?
ass. I just got back from a stunning vacation in out west, and now
I
I'm
was
all
thinking to
depressed.
myself in the
I just
sensory
got back.
deprivation tank. Yeah.
How much
Yeah.
did that
Should I
cost?
quit my job?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do we really need jobs? I want to cut the soles off my shoes and sit in a tree and learn to play the flute.
Tom's had a job from the moment he stepped off the SS Nerdlinger,
I'm
and
exhausted.
they issued him a job. They looked at him and they're like, "You look like
Yeah.
a scrivener."
Yeah.
And now here I am scrivening.
And
To my
mostly
dying
prefer
breath.
not to.
No.
Yeah.
Bartleby. All right.
Humanity.
Well,
All right. I really do want to go to bed, or at least go upstairs. So I'm going to end this minute. I have the
A lot
power
of
to
this
end
should
this
be
minute
cut
whenever I
out
want.
because a lot of it's just crap, frankly.
It is. It is. We cut out the part about, would you rather be two-headed or two bodies co-joined at the same head?
Yeah.
We cut out
And
the part
where
about...
Tom had that whole stream of racial epithets.
yeah.
I explained it at the time, but I'm sure that was cut out too.
Yeah, we
Right.
cut
In
out the
context,
Tom.
You put a weird spin on it. There's a way
Yeah.
that could have gone that wouldn't have been racist at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In context, it was reasonable, but we can't. We realize we can't get away
I
with
know.
that. Not in these touchy times.
No.
It's true. It's true.
Right.
I stand by that. And we also cut out. I don't even remember.
We cut out where you didn't speak very favorably of the gays.
That's,
That's
right,
true.
Too.
Yeah.
And
I, mean,
when
I don't know
Tom
where that.
said
I
that,
don't know where that came
Yeah, I
from.
he
wasn't
can
very. I
plainly see
wasn't.
that the Earth is
yeah.
flat, and he feels it in his bones.
Yeah. Show me around. You look off in the horizon. It's a straight line.
Yeah.
What do you want?
All
I
right.
was just up in a
All right.
plane.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Listen. Fuck everybody. Minute 64. Everything's going to be okay except for Dan's throat. Please come back next time, you lovely
Ugh.
people, you.
Or don't. Do whatever you want.
Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want while you're leaving us a
Go
review on
piss up a rope
iTunes.
for all I
Hey,
care.
go piss up a rope, Caddyshack Minute listeners. No, you're all beautiful. We love you.
Yeah, we do.
And please,
It's true.
you guys are great. Just kidding. Please come back for minute 65 next time. Here,
Oh, I just
on the
noticed.
Caddyshack
I was
Minute.
just I was just checking my Facebook.
Yeah.
syllable away.
I just checked my Facebook here as
No.
I'm laying here, and it's the first
Oh,
thing
no.
I see is Tom Taylor likes a post in Indiana Jones Minute and the Listeners Crusade.
Oh,
Isn't that
Oh,
weird?
yeah.
Tom is
just
actively liking posts while we're recording. Is that what you're
Wait
saying?
a minute. 27 minutes ago.
Wait a minute, but we've been recording for 39 minutes. How is that
is
possible?
So
Outrageous.
while we were sitting here, you
No,
were.
let's see, 20
you're
minutes
on-
ago.
You're on other minute message boards.
What boring story was I not telling and somebody else was 22 minutes ago? I'm trying to think of what it could have been.
Trying to think of which one. That might have been.
Did you like the
big,
post?
long,
Yeah.
meandering stories.
Could have been 10 Commandments or something. I don't know. We're doing 10
I could have been
Commandments.
going
this
on
time?
about Mrs. Miniver.
Well, look,
that
I'm
might have been
a
me.
slave. I'm a slave to the little light on my phone, and then I look at it. Oh,
You
somebody,
son of a bitch.
somebody.
You never thought you'd be
I know.
caught, did you?
I assumed I'd be
Tom
caught. You can't not
Taylor,
get caught about
Tom
stuff.
Taylor likes a post in Indiana Jones Minute and the Listeners Crusade.
Yes, by Jody's good friend Amy Lee from our Canadian days.
That
We
has
lived up in
nothing.
Canada.
You know what? You know what, Tom?
Yeah. I told you I wanted to go upstairs. I told you.
Yeah.
Now I've offended everybody. I
You
was
know
a
what?
Tom
I
probably
syllable
ordered
away
a
from
bunch
the
of
episode
shirts
being over.
from Cafe Press and stuff too.
Yeah, you know what?
He
I
probably
just
did
read.
some Amazon Prime pantry shopping.
I just read the post that you liked, and it's not that likable.
I like the person, and the post is fine.
So what you're posting just
It's an in joke.
all right.
It's
I
a
don't like
Temple
that
of
we
Doom in
dilute.
joke.
We're diluting the concept of liking things at this point.
Oh,
where
totally.
You feel obliged to like the post because you like the person,
Right.
but the post is just a boring post that has nothing to do with anything.
Well,
Yeah.
And then you like it, and then they get the impression that you like them, and then you create this like self-sustaining maelstrom of like that causes liking to not have any meaning anymore.
There should just be a button that just literally says acknowledged. Like, I read this, I received the message of this
Right.
post, and now you know that I did.
It's
I
like
have no opinion.
validation, parking validation.
I'm also not. I'm more concerned the fact that you're deluding yourself with other shows, and you're here like,
Yeah.
oh, right now you're listening. I'm tired. I'm tired.
I'm tired and I'm out of ideas.
And then I find
I am
out you're
tired. Do you think I
liking.
want to be doing 2 podcasts
You're
at
liking
once? This is
posts.
exhausting.
You're liking posts while you're saying you're tired on this podcast.
Yeah. It is. I'm a bad person.
All right. Well, hey,
It's
listen.
It's not working out. Hey, listen. Now that I'm in trouble, let's
Yeah.
please, to God's sake, end the minute.
Now that Tom has
Just
screwed
come
up
back.
at least 2 consecutive podcasts,
Yeah.
and not counting any of the Indiana Jones podcasts he might have screwed up,
Those
So
could be
Tom-
going up in flames. We don't know.
Tom, let that weigh heavily on your conscience, and also you should
will.
please edit these for us.
I
Thank
will
you.
not sleep well
All
tonight.
right.
We'll see. I'll
We
try.
can't just kick Joe out
We'll see if we can't. We can't just kick Joel out.
because he brought up conscience. May it lay heavy on
That's
your
right.
conscience. We can't just kick Joe out.
All right.
We
Come
can't
back
just
next time
kick
for
Joe
more
out.
Stanley Kubrick
We
references.
can't just
Come
kick
back,
Joe
come back next time
out.
for more Indiana Jones. The Caddyshack Minute.
Here on the Indiana Shack Minute.
We can't just kick Joe out.
Caddyshack Minute.
We can't just kick Joe out.
Dad.
M&P.
Bang, 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 bang.
All right, let's go to bed.
Hey, you scratched my ankle.